Hey there, future brain pioneers. Are you ready to dive into something so mind-blowing? It will change how you think about humanity forever? Get ready because we're about to explore a technology that could either be our greatest blessing or our ultimate downfall, brain-computer interfaces, or BCI. Imagine controlling everything with just your thoughts. This isn't science fiction anymore. It's happening right now. And understanding it is super important because it affects all of us, right here, right now. It's truly amazing, isn't it? Let's start our journey into the world of BCI. For years, scientists dreamed of connecting the human brain directly to computers. Think about it, your thoughts, your intentions, directly controlling a machine. This idea slowly started to become a reality. In the early days, BCI research was quite basic. Scientists were trying to understand how our brains produce electrical signals. They used very simple tools to measure these signals. It was like trying to hear a whisper in a crowded room with a very old microphone. But even these early steps were groundbreaking. Over time, technology improved. Around the 1970s and 80s, we saw more sophisticated methods to record brain activity. Researchers started to realize that different thoughts produce different patterns of electrical signals. This was a huge discovery. It meant that if we could accurately read these patterns, we could potentially decode what someone was thinking or intending. Then, as we moved into the 1990s and 2000s, the field of BCI really took off. Computers became more powerful, and our understanding of the brain grew exponentially. This is when we started seeing real-world applications, especially in the medical field. Imagine a person who cannot move their limbs, but can control a computer cursor or even a robotic arm with their mind. This was a miracle for many, offering a new lease on life. For example, patients with severe paralysis, like those with spinal cord injuries or ALS, began to use BCI devices to communicate or interact with their environment. These early devices were often invasive, meaning they required surgery to implant electrodes directly into the brain. While risky, the benefits for some were life-changing. Fast forward to today, and BCI technology is developing at an incredible speed. We're seeing both invasive and non-invasive BCI devices. Non-invasive devices, which don't require surgery, are becoming more common. They use sensors placed on the scalp to read brainwaves. These are less precise but much safer and easier to use. Now, let's talk about the big question: is BCI a blessing or a curse? This is where the real debate begins. First, let's look at why BCI is considered a blessing. The medical applications are truly revolutionary. BCI offers hope for people with neurological disorders. For instance, BCI can help people with Parkinson's disease, Alzheimer's disease, or even restore some sensory functions. For those who have lost them, it's about restoring abilities and improving quality of life. Think about prosthetics. With BCI, people can control artificial limbs with their thoughts, making them feel like a natural extension of their body. This enhances independence and dignity. Also, in everyday life, non-invasive BCI could lead to incredible innovations, like controlling smart homes with your mind, or even enhancing learning and productivity. However, like all powerful technologies, BCI comes with significant challenges and concerns. This is where the curse aspect of the debate comes in. Many ethical questions arise. One major concern is privacy. If BCI can read our thoughts and emotions, what about our mental privacy? Can our deepest thoughts be exposed or even stolen? Imagine your brain data being hacked or used for commercial purposes without your consent. This is a very serious ethical dilemma. Then there's the issue of autonomy. If BCI can not only read but also send signals to our brains, could it influence our thoughts or decisions? Could it manipulate our free will? This raises profound questions about human dignity and what it means to be human. Another point is equity. If advanced BCI technology is expensive and only available to a select few, it could create a new kind of social divide. Some people might have enhanced cognitive abilities or physical capabilities, while others don't. This could worsen existing inequalities and create a BCI literacy gap, where some are left behind because they lack access or knowledge. Safety is also a huge concern, especially with invasive BCI. Brain surgery is always risky. There are dangers of infection, tissue damage, or long-term side effects. While non-invasive methods are safer, their long-term effects on brain health are still being studied. Regulation is another critical area of debate. Who owns your brain data? Should companies be allowed to collect and use your neural information? There's a growing call for clear ethical guidelines and legal frameworks. Organizations like UNESCO are actively warning about the potential misuse of BCI and emphasizing the need for global ethical standards. Think about the combination of BCI and artificial intelligence AI. AI models are becoming incredibly good at decoding complex brain signals. While this can enhance the effectiveness of BCI, it also amplifies privacy risks. If AI can perfectly understand and even predict our thoughts, the ethical stakes become even higher. Looking at the global landscape, countries like the US, China, Japan, and European nations are investing heavily in BCI research. They see it as a key technology for the future. In South Korea, there's also a big push to develop BCI, especially for medical applications and everyday use, trying to catch up with other leading nations. So as we move forward, the debate about BCI being a blessing or a curse will continue. It's a powerful tool with immense potential to improve human lives, but it also carries significant risks to our privacy, autonomy, and even our definition of humanity. The key takeaway is that we need to develop this technology responsibly. We need to have open discussions, establish strong ethical guidelines, and create regulations that protect individuals. Only then can we ensure that BCI truly becomes a blessing for all of humanity, rather than a source of unforeseen problems. Thank you for joining me on this thought-provoking journey. Keep thinking, keep questioning, and let's shape a future where technology serves humanity wisely. Here are 30 important English vocabulary words from our discussion with their Korean meanings. brain-computer interface BCI 뇌-컴퓨터 인터페이스 blessing 축복 downfall 몰락 파멸 pioneers 개척자들 mind-blowing 매우 놀라운 thoughts 생각들 intentions 의도들 electrical signals 전기 신호 groundbreaking 혁신적인 sophisticated 정교한 복잡한 exponentially 기하급수적으로 applications 응용 분야 paralysis 마비 invasive 침습적인 몸속으로 들어가는 electrodes 전극 non-invasive 비침습적인 몸속으로 들어가지 않는 scalp 두피 revolutionary 혁명적인 neurological disorders 신경질환 prosthetics 보철물 의조구수 dignity 존엄성 privacy 사생활 privacy autonomy 자율성 manipulation 조작 free will 자유의지 equity 공정성 형평성 inequalities 불평등 regulation 규제 ethical guidelines 윤리적 지침 unforeseen 예상치 못한